Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's information session. My name is Grace, and I am one of our admissions operations managers here at Generation. So we are now live on YouTube, and this information and Q&A session will also be recorded today, and it will be made available for everyone to rewatch, pause, recap any sections you might wish at a later date. It will also be made available to everyone who is unable to attend the live recording today, so you will be able to watch this back at a later date to make sure that you don't miss out on any key information that is covered in today's session. So we do have a chat function today on YouTube, which you should be able to access, and please do feel free to use the chat function to send through any questions you might have, or if you'd like me to clarify any of the points or slides that are raised today. But just a reminder to please be respectful and kind of everyone in that chat function today. I'm sure everyone will be, but just a polite reminder there. So like I say, my name is Grace. I'm one of our admissions operations managers here at Generation. I'm responsible for the admissions process for our upcoming IT support programme. Someone else, two other team members who you may speak to quite a lot during the application process are my colleagues Yasmin and Amelia, and they are both our associates who are working alongside myself on the programme. So it'll be us three who are your main contacts during the application process. But today we will be discussing our upcoming IT support programme that is due to begin on the 16th of March. So today we will be discussing both the Irish cohort and the Manchester and Scotland cohort that we will be running. So some information is more specific to the Irish application process. I will let you know what information that is, and show you what those differences between the application process are. But both of the cohorts are starting on the same date, on the 16th of March, and all of the information covered in the programme and beyond is the same as well. So what we're doing today, we'll cover a few different things today. We'll start off with an introduction into Generation, who we are, what we set out to do. We'll also give you a bit of an insight into IT support as a career and also an industry, some insight into our IT support programme, the mentoring support offered, and the placement phase after graduation. And we'll also touch on the admissions process. So what are the steps in the application? How do you be successful? And some key dates and what to expect. Like I say, please do feel free to use the chat function with any questions that you might have, and I can go ahead and answer those at various points throughout the slides today, and also I'll pause at the end of today to take some questions as well. But I think first, the best place to kick us off is by giving you a bit of an overview and introduction into who Generation are and what we set out to do as a charity. So Generation UK and Ireland, we are a charity, and we first launched in the UK in 2019 and Ireland in 2020, although Generation actually started back in the US in 2015. And Generation was created after spotting a really clear gap in the job market. On one side, you've got employers, especially in sectors like tech, healthcare, and also the green economy, who are actively hiring but really struggling to find people with the right skills. And then on the other side, there are lots of people out there who are either unemployed or underemployed and really eager to work in those sectors, but they either don't have the right technical skills that those employers are looking for, or potentially don't have access to the right training or career pathways to get them there. So Generation was created really to bridge that gap, so to connect motivated job seekers with the skills that employers actually need. And we do this through offering free training programs that are specifically designed to give people those in-demand skills and also help them launch life-changing careers that might otherwise be out of reach. So our programs, they're typically short and intensive. They're normally full-time, Monday till Friday, and they're built in partnership with employers to make sure that what we're teaching is exactly what is needed for that job. As part of our programme, our learners get practical training, hands-on experience, and wraparound support. We also connect our learners directly with employers and help them through the application and interview process. Now, globally, Generation runs in over 17 countries and across 300 cities. And across all of those, we've helped over 110,000 people graduate from our programmes and move into work. We also partner with more than 3,000 employers. We also regularly check in with those employers to see how our graduates are performing. And so far, 84% of employers have said that generation graduates actually outperform peers who come through more traditional routes like previous experience or potentially straight out of university, which shows that our approach really does work. And here's a bit of an overview of where some of our graduates have gone on to work. So there's a lot of household names here on the screen, like Sainsbury's, PlayStation, Just Eat, also some government departments. There's also cancer research, and quite a few big names there that you'll likely recognise. But I think what a really important thing to take away from this is that roles in IT support aren't just limited to traditional IT companies. Big employers like cancer research, the government, all use tech in their day-to-day operations and therefore have a need for IT support workers. So there's lots of opportunity out there. So Generation UK and Ireland, we operate in 6 different regions. So Scotland, Yorkshire, London, Greater Manchester, Ireland, and the West Midlands. But the IT support program that we're discussing today, that's due to begin on the 16th of March, we have 2 cohorts. The first cohort is accepting applicants from Ireland, and the second is from Manchester and Scotland. So you need to be based in one of those 3 regions to be eligible for the upcoming programme. So what we'll do today is start with a really quick quiz to warm everyone up, and also to make sure that chat function is in use, so that is when it will come handy. So I'd like you to answer in the chat function. How much time do you think the average employee loses each day due to IT-related issues? So that could be software problems, slow systems, or connectivity issues. Do you think it is A, 4 minutes, B, 15 minutes, or C, 22 minutes? Go ahead and submit your answers in the chat function. What does everyone think? Oh, I can't see any questions coming through. Any answers? Oh, I'm not sure if the comments are working on my side. Let me double check that everyone is able to see. Oh, it doesn't look like everyone is able to put any comments in there that I can see. I wonder what has gone on here. Well, I'll try not to keep you in suspense for too long. Hopefully, maybe you've jotted down or you've got a bit of an idea about what you think the answer would be here. So like I say, I won't keep you in suspense, but the correct answer is 22 minutes. So that might not sound like a huge amount, but when you do add it up over the course of the year, it amounts to nearly 2 full weeks of lost productivity per person. And you can just imagine how much more effective a business could be if that time wasn't lost. So like I say, that 2 full weeks of lost productivity is a huge amount. And that is exactly why IT support advisors are so important to businesses. They are the first people who are called on when something goes wrong, whether it's a broken printer, a crashed computer, or a forgotten password, which I have been through all of those issues for sure and had to call upon our IT support advisor. So IT support advisors, they don't just solve problems, but they can keep the whole business running smoothly. And it is a really rewarding role as well, especially if you're someone who really likes helping people, solving problems, and being that person that others can rely on in a crisis. Plus, it can be a really great starting point for progressing into roles like cybersecurity, systems admin, or cloud support. So we get a common question from a lot of our IT support applicants, and that question is, do I need to be really super technical to work in IT support? Do I need to have a lot of previous experience or knowledge about IT? And not at all. So this career is really about problem solving and also people. So if you're someone who likes figuring things out and helping others and has a really calm approach when things don't go as planned, you're already showing the mindset of a great IT support professional. You definitely don't have to be a tech genius on day one. All of this comes through experience and through learning, but what matters most at this point is your curiosity, your communication skills, and also your drive to learn. The technical know-how will come with that training and with practice. So if you look at this list here of questions and you think, yeah, I'm a good problem solver, I think I'm a good communicator, I really like working with computers, systems, I'm curious in nature, I stay calm under pressure, and plus I enjoy fixing things for others, then definitely IT support could be a great career opportunity for you. So we'll touch on now what an IT support analyst actually does, because it's more than just turning things off and on again. There's two sides to the role. So there's the soft skills side and also the technical skills side, both of which are super important. So on the soft skills side, you are the friendly face of tech. You'll be solving problems, keeping calm under pressure, and also helping others feel supported, even when things don't go wrong. So here is where your communication, teamwork, and proactiveness are really key. And on the other side, you've got the technical skills. So this is the hands-on stuff. So things like resolving issues with software or hardware, maintaining those systems that people really rely on. Also using platforms like either chat functions or phone calls to walk people through solutions. You'll also track issues, log tickets, and also help prevent problems from reoccurring. In terms of career growth, it is fast. We typically see starting salaries of around 25 to 30,000, and we see our graduates move up to around 35,000 within just a few years. This role is a real launch pad as well for further specializations. So if you're someone who really enjoys cybersecurity, or you've got an interest in cloud or infrastructure, this is definitely a good progression path for you. So like I say, if you are someone who really enjoys solving problems, helping people, and working with tech, IT support could be the perfect place to start for you. So why choose IT support? This slide hopefully gives you a bit of an idea about that progression path that a lot of professionals follow once they start in the tech sector. You may begin as an IT support technician, often called a first-line support advisor, and from there you can really build on your skills and move into the more technical second-line roles. And with experience and with time, you may shift into specialized areas like networking or systems analysis. And what is really exciting is the pace. So in just a few years, salaries can really jump. So you could move up to 35,000, and with deeper expertise, you could be leading teams or you could be consulting for companies at a 60K plus level. But that path isn't rigid whatsoever. IT support is a really versatile entry point, so you'll touch many different areas of tech. And this is where some people will discover a passion for software development or for cloud services or even business intelligence, and you may pivot from there. So like I've mentioned, the average salary for IT professionals in the UK is over 45,000, showing that there is a really long-term future in the industry. So whether you are more customer focused or you want to be that technical expert, there is a route for you in IT. So what we'll do now is touch more on the bootcamp details of the program that we are running on the 16th of March. But I think what is also really helpful as well for you to hear a bit from our graduates and hear a little bit about their experience and some of the roles that they have landed from graduating from our program. So I'll take you through a video as well where you can see this. So like I've mentioned, our programme will begin on the 16th of March and it will run for 10 weeks in total. And during those 10 weeks, it is Monday till Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And as we are a charity here at Generation, it is completely free of cost to everyone who enrolls onto the programme. So what I'll do now is share a video so you can see, hear from one of our graduates, Sata, and then hear a little bit about her experience on one of our programs. Sata graduated from our IT support program that we ran in Ireland, and she'll take you through a bit about her experience and also the role that she landed after graduating from our program. So what I'll do is share my screen so you can see, watch this video and hear from Sata.
My name is Shatabdi Dev. I'm a graduate from Generation Ireland. I've done a course in IT support with cybersecurity. Despite taking part in many job interviews, I struggled in those final stages of the process. This proved to be an obstacle in getting a job in the digital economy. But when I joined the course with Generation Ireland, the mentorship, the mock interviews, the IT skills, the constant support that I received from them, it gave me the confidence I needed to take the final step into employment. Through the support of Generation Ireland and Microsoft, I was able to upskill my talents, my skills, and I could secure the job that I really wanted. Given my experience, I would urge anyone finding it hard to get a job to take the leap and skill up.
Brilliant. I hope that has given you a bit of an idea about some of the roles that some of our graduates have moved into, and a bit of first-hand experience of what that felt like to complete one of our programs and the support that is offered. Also great as well that I can see a couple of comments starting to come through, so that comment section, comment box is working now. So if you do have any questions or want me to clarify anything as we do run through today's slides, please do feel free to put that into the comment section, and I can go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. So in order to be eligible for a place on our upcoming IT support program, you will need to be over the age of 18. Also not currently in education, training or work. If you are working a 0 hours contract or a part-time contract up to about 16 hours a week, that is absolutely fine. We do just ask that it is within the evenings or on the weekends, so not during that Monday till Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. You also need to have the legal right to work and live within the UK or Ireland, depending on where you're currently based and which cohort you are applying to. In Ireland, for non-EU citizens, we can only accept applications from those on a Stamp 1G spousal visa or a Stamp 4 visa. Unfortunately, graduate Stamp 1G visas are not eligible for this programme. Like I've mentioned, this programme is open to applicants who are based either in Ireland, Scotland or Manchester, so you will need to be based in one of those 3 regions, and also you need to be available for the full 10 weeks of the programme and potentially ready to start a full-time job upon completion as well. So our offer to you as part of the programme, it's completely free training throughout, so at no point will any cost be associated with your learning. All of the learning is done online, so you learn from the comfort of your own space. You spend lots of time with your live instructor, also your mentors as well, so you really do have the opportunity to ask questions and request additional support wherever needed. Our programmes are very, very interactive, so at no point will it feel like you're in a lecture or you're in school. It is very, very interactive, and you really do get that time to ask any questions to your instructor and mentor and receive that additional support. You also get access to one-to-one mentoring, which we'll move into a bit more detail over the next few slides. But you have a dedicated mentor who is there to help you with your soft skills. So whilst the instructor is there teaching you that technical knowledge, your mentor is there helping you with learning support, pastoral support, employability support, all of which is completely tailored and personalised to your needs, which is really in aid of giving you the best chance of completing the programme and also being set up for success beyond as well. We'll also connect you with employers. So we connect our learners on the bootcamp to employers and set them up for interviews for full-time roles upon completion. Some example of employers who recruit for this role and have contributed to the curriculum design for this IT support bootcamp are Zen Internet, Apex Computing. We work with a few councils as well and universities, a real range of employers, and all of our curriculum is designed with what what employers are looking for, and also really up to date as well with the current kind of what employers are looking for. So unlike traditional training boot camps, our goal is to get you employed. So not just to teach you these new skills, but we find this is a really important distinction between our program and potentially some other courses that are out there, that at the end of this course, we want you to be job ready, and we will support you with getting those interviews and applications, all in aid of you finding that role at the end. If you need access to a laptop or internet, if your current laptop is running slow, or you don't have a laptop, we can lend you this as part of our offer. So once you get to the stage of completing your offer form, we have a form that you fill out, and you can request if you need a laptop, if you need a Wi-Fi dongle, or potentially a webcam as well. If you do need this, we can go ahead and get this sent out to you, of course, free of cost, and it's there for you to use throughout the program. You will then return it back to us at the end with some free postage, so we can go ahead and support further learners with that tech. You can also continue to receive your benefits on the program. If you're not already currently receiving, our learning support mentors can also support you with this and guide you on how to do this. An important distinction here is for our Irish applicants. So for Irish applicants, if you are currently receiving job seeker payments from Intrio, you can continue to claim this on the program, but Intrio do have some specifications that you will need to satisfy. So if you are currently claiming in Ireland, you will need to be over the age of 21 and have receiving job seekers for at least the last 6 months. An alternative to this is if you are age 18 to 20 and haven't been in full-time education for 2 years, you also need to have been receiving job seekers for at least 6 months. So further information on this is on our website and can be made available to you via your Intrio Centre. And like I said, this is specific only to Irish applicants. So you will need to have been claiming your job seekers for at least 6 months at the time of beginning the programme. If you don't meet those criteria, you can, of course, still join a generation program, but just be aware that you may not be able to continue receiving your job seekers payment whilst you are on it. So for further information on this, we really recommend speaking to your local Intrio Centre or checking the information that is on our website. And like I say, this is specific to Irish applicants only. And so now what we'll do is touch on a bit more information about what to expect on the bootcamp and what the delivery looks like, and also the IT support curriculum as well. So let's go ahead and take you through this. So this is a little bit of an overview of a typical day in the classroom. By no means is it the same every day. Each day is slightly different, but this is an example day for to illustrate it to you. So like I've mentioned, all of our delivery is done online. So we use Microsoft Teams to deliver the core content. And it is a real mix of technical sessions and employability support. So typical days start at 9 a.m. We would ask you to log on in the morning to log any potential absence or sickness before class starts each morning. We will teach you like professionals, and we would expect you to treat this like a job, as it is training for a job. But we kick off the day with daily openings at 9 a.m, which we think is really important for building that sense of community within everyone on the programme. You spend 10 weeks on the programme with your peers, with your instructors, your mentors. So you do really create some great friendships with your peers. So it's really nice to kick off the day with those daily openings. And then throughout the day, it will be a mix of different sessions. So you may move into a new technical topic, which may involve a presentation from your instructor before going on a break in the morning. And you may return in after that break to then complete a technical skills application session. This may be in the form of a breakout room. You may be doing group tasks or role plays from time to time. So like I say, it is very interactive, our style of learning. You'll then break for your lunch midday, which is normally around about an hour, and you may return in the afternoon to run through behavioural skills and mindsets, or move into an employability session, which will cover kind of CV writing, interviews. So we do lots of mock interviews and also guidance on how to complete your job applications as well. We then typically close for the day at about 5 p.m. So each day is 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. during those 10 weeks. So this won't feel like school. There's lots of interactive sessions and instructor-led content as well, so you can really follow along. And like I say, you get lots of opportunity to ask any additional questions and seek additional guidance if something isn't quite clicking and you want a bit of extra support with it. And so our IT support program, it's more about just the technical know-how. And like I've mentioned earlier, it is a real full package to prepare you for work and that role at the end. So we typically do this through teaching 3 different things. So behaviours, mindsets, and those technical skills. So if we start with those technical skills, you may learn how to diagnose and fix common issues such as hardware, software, mobile devices, networking, security. You'll also get comfortable with tools like ticketing systems and also learn how to document your work professionally. But like we know, tech alone isn't enough. So behaviours and mindsets are really important in the workplace. So things like being customer focused and a strong communicator, all in aid of helping you work well with colleagues and also clients. We also focus a lot on teamwork and adaptability, which we know are really crucial for fast-moving environments. We then have our mindset, so having things like a growth mindset, so being persistent, taking ownership of your development. And these are traits that help you not only get the job, but also keep it and also move into those more advanced roles that we discussed earlier. So by the end of the program, you would have built skills in all 3 of these areas, so you'll be job ready and confident when you complete the end of the 10 weeks. Here's a little bit of an overview as well of the IT support curriculum. By no means is this everything. We are currently updating our curriculum for the March cohort to really bring in some more technical elements which are in line with current market demands, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea about what to expect. We won't run through this in complete detail. It is here for you on the recording of today's session, so you can pause it and recap at any point if you'd like to delve into it in a bit more detail. But normally we start off the program with an introduction into the role itself, so what it involves, the benefits, challenges of the jobs, and also what is expected of you in a professional setting. We'll then explore some key workplace strategies, so things like staying organised, managing your time, communicating effectively, working well in a team, because like we've mentioned, those technical skills are important, but how you work with others is just as crucial in an IT support role. We then focus on customer support skills. So this is things like handling different types of customer interactions, writing effective emails, managing challenging situations, and also getting familiar with quality assurance and also how performance is measured on a service desk. We then also move into IT fundamentals. So this will be things like those more technical skills. So covering computer hardware, software, things like storage, networks, security, mobile devices, and also touching on cloud computing. And don't worry if all of this sounds new, we'll break it down step by step and you'll have loads of chances to practice and work with your instructors on this. We also cover the incident management cycle, so basically how tickets are handled from start to finish, and this also includes things like escalation, resolution, and documentation. We also do touch on a lot of continuous learning, so introducing you to things like ITIL, foundations, LinkedIn learnings, as well as covering AI, and also some other continuous learning to help keep you developing even after the course finishes. So it is a really well-rounded program, and there's a lot that is condensed into the 10 weeks, and it is really designed to give you both the technical knowledge and the soft skills that you need to hit the ground running in your first IT support role. So I've mentioned quite a bit about the mentor and support that is offered on the programme and what you can expect. So we'll touch on this in a bit more detail as to what mentor and support you can expect. But I will take a pause here now to see if we do have any questions that have been submitted. So let me see what questions we have. So someone said, if while waiting for the programme, I took up a job which I intend to quit by the end of February, am I still qualified? So the programme is due to begin on the 16th of March. So we would look for in the application process to assurance that you are able to commit to that time frame. So you're able to commit to the 10 weeks starting from the 16th of March and also to our placement period afterwards. So you're really looking to get into a full-time role at the end of the programme. If, of course, we have lots of people who still work alongside the programme, but we would ask that it is either a 0 hours contract or a part-time contract up to about 16 hours a week. And we would ask that it would be in the evenings or on the weekends, so not during that Monday till Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. So that is something that we would really look for assurance of and commitment to, that you're able to commit to that full structure during those 10 weeks of the programme. If, of course, you have any further questions around this, or you want us to pick up a phone call just so we can go into a bit more detail about what that may look like for you alongside your current employment, please do just get in touch with us and we'd be happy to give you a ring to pick up that further. And I think that is the only question we've had through so far. If, of course, you do have any other questions, please do just send them through, and I'll pause again at the end to take any final questions that we might have. But otherwise, we'll touch now on what mentoring support looks like on the programme and what is offered. So at the beginning of the programme, you will be assigned an instructor and a mentor. So our mentors are specialised in adult learning experiences. So they come with tons of experience from various sectors like education, charities, training support. So they really are equipped with the right knowledge to best support you. Our learning support team members or our mentors, they're there to help you with those soft skills, whilst instructors are teaching you that more technical content. So those soft skills, they could be things like motivation, goal setting, future orientation, persistence, and a really big emphasis on growth mindset. So how to approach challenges, setbacks, and see this as an opportunity in personal growth. Our mentors are there to support you with the best chance of completing the programme and also to make sure that you are fully set up for success in your role once you complete the programme. So a lot of this support also comes through employability skills. So this may look like interview skills, mock interviews, help with your CV, and also readiness for employment. They are also there to offer you pastoral care and wellbeing support, which is completely tailored and individualised to your needs and your situation to make sure that you are fully supported during the course. So we typically see this as 3 different stages. So even before you receive an offer for the programme, during our pre-bootcamp phase, we typically have a one-to-one call between yourself and one of our learning support team members as part of the application process, so we can start to get a bit of an idea about what support you might need on the programme. You'll also then meet with your mentor again in orientation week, so the week before the programme begins, and this is when you'll start setting your goals and discussing what you would like to achieve over the next 10 weeks. During the programme, you continue to have one-to-one support from your mentors. So this may be regular check-ins or meetings. During this, you'll set personalised goals and coaching specific to your needs and your situation. And then once you graduate from the programme, our support continues. So you'll receive you'll have a talent partner who is there to give you dedicated support with getting you ready for interviews, supporting with your job search, and also help building and maintaining confidence all throughout the job search phase. And we fully understand that the bootcamp may feel overwhelming. It is 10 weeks of meeting new people, learning new content, and also preparing for a new career, all whilst juggling your home life and your own responsibilities. We know that life doesn't stop when you take part in one of our programs. So this is why our mentors are here to support you to prepare for this, also during the program and beyond as well. So we do get some common questions around the support that is offered during the programme. So firstly, we get asked, what if I get ill? What if I need to take some time off of the programme? And we do completely understand, like I say, life does not stop. So if you do need to take a day or two off if you're unwell, you will discuss a catch-up plan with your mentor and also your instructor. We'll make sure that materials are made online for you so you can catch up to make sure that when you do return to the programme, you're all up to speed and ready to continue where you left off. We get asked the question quite often about financial support, if anything is available during the programme. And like I've mentioned earlier, you can continue to receive any benefits that you are on currently. If you're not currently on benefits, our mentors can support you with how to apply for this and guide you in the right direction as well to ensure that you are supported financially during the programme. We also get the question as well, if you don't have a laptop or don't have working Wi-Fi. This is a common question we do get because the programme is remote, so it is all online delivery. So if you don't have any Wi-Fi, or it's patchy, or you don't have a laptop, or it doesn't run very quickly, we can lend you a laptop, we can lend you Wi-Fi dongles, and also a webcam as well to support you to make sure that you are fully set up for the programme. And what we'll touch on now is the placement phase. So the placement phase is the 6 months after you graduate from the programme. So the IT support programme, as we know, is 10 weeks long from the 16th of March. So once you graduate from the programme, you move into what we call our placement or our job search phase. So this is typically 6 months, and this phase is focused on helping you secure a relevant job in the field. So to put all of the information that you've learned over this 10 weeks into practice and really launch yourself into a career within the industry. So this phase is definitely more learner driven, so it's driven by you, but we are here to support you every step of the way. And typically we see 2 routes into work from our graduates. So the first of which might be through a generation sourced opportunity. And this would be where we have sourced a role for you through our employer partners and matched you to it. Or this may be through self-apply, so a role that you have found yourself and you have applied to directly. And through either routes to work, we will support you with navigating those applications, preparing for your interviews, navigating rejections, navigating offers, with onboarding for your new job role. So we will be there to support you every step of the way. So this is typically how it works. So our placement phase, it is a continuous program. So after you graduate from the bootcamp, it follows a simple monthly cycle. And the idea is to give you consistent, structured support without taking too much time of your time each week after you graduate from the program. So week 1 may start with an assessment. So this will help graduates understand how job ready you are, and also to how your skills match what employers are currently looking for. In week 2, you may receive some detailed feedback. So this is very practical and focused on what will most improve your chances of securing a job. You then may move into a one-to-one coaching session with your dedicated talent partner, and this is real personalized support which focuses on your job searching. So what have you done so far? What is working? What maybe hasn't been working? A deep dive into your applications, and where can we potentially give you some pointers, some recommendations, and also building your confidence and maintaining it through that job search process. You then may move into a workshop which are tailored to your employability needs. For example, if you need some extra support with interview skills or applications or workplace readiness, we are there to support you with that. And graduates, you will only attend sessions which are relevant to your progress and your needs at that stage. And then the cycle will then repeat, so allowing graduates to see how far you've progressed over time and to check that you are still on track with employer expectations. So we get asked this question quite often: how long does it take and why? So after the bootcamp ends, our graduates can receive up to 6 months of placement phase support. And this is a really core part of the program, and it is designed to support you into your new career. So not just delivering you that training, but really supporting you into that job. And we run it for 6 months because we know that when we've analysed the job market, it's clear that securing a role can sometimes take time and also persistence. We know that some people will graduate from our programme and find a role really quickly, whereas it may take a little bit more time for others. And a lot of this is due to hiring timelines, competition, and sometimes people need multiple applications and interviews before landing the right opportunity. And that's why we think it's really important for us to be there to provide you coaching, feedback, and encouragement to really help you and make sure that you land that job that you are looking for with our support. So I think it's really important to think of a generation program as both the bootcamp, so that 10 weeks of the bootcamp, and the 6 months of the placement phase. So all of that encompasses a generation program. And so what is expected of you during this time? So there are key main things that is expected of you. So the first of which is full participation. So we keep the time commitment as little as possible during the 6 months placement period, as we know that you're spending a lot of time with your job applications, with interviewing, etc. So if a life event does come up during that time, we fully understand, but we would just ask that you let us know in advance and work with us on how you'll catch up during this period. The second of which is engagement. So what you get out of the placement phase really depends on what you put in. This stage is more independent than the bootcamp, so it's really important that you stay proactive and bring energy to your job search and lean into the perseverance and growth mindset that we have taught you that is really needed to succeed. And finally, communication. So during the placement phase, we'll share lots of job opportunities. We may organise employer events or just check in with you to see how your progress and where you're currently up to with your various applications. So keeping those communication channels open really helps us to continue to support you and make sure that you don't miss out on opportunities. And so during this phase, you have a dedicated talent partner who works with you one-on-one throughout the placement phase. And this will be your main point of contact and someone who gets to know you really well, your goals, your strengths, your challenges. You'll also receive consistent personalised feedback on key areas of strength and development, all of which are focused on helping you succeed in your new career. We'll provide ongoing upskilling support throughout assessments, feedback, workshops, and this is designed to help maintain and build your readiness so you're well prepared for applications, interviews, and other steps needed to secure a role. And finally, we'll work in partnership with you to stay the course, helping you navigate the ups and downs of job search, stay motivated, overcome challenges life may throw at you, but also help build meaningful connections with the industry that you're moving into. So you may think all of this sounds great. How do I apply? What are the next steps? So this gives a little bit of an overview of the application process and what to expect through the various application stages. And if you've reached this stage of your application, some of these stages may look really familiar to you as you've already completed a few of them already. But you do begin your application by registering with us via our website and completing a few different questionnaires telling us who you are and also checking your eligibility for the programme. Once you've completed that and you've passed the eligibility checks, you'll then move on to an IT literacy task, which normally takes around 10 minutes for you to complete, but it just helps us check your current IT literacy level before moving on to a hold. So you may see that your application says that it's currently under review if you have completed this stage. This just means that we are making our way through and checking everyone's applications in complete detail. We really want to make sure that everyone's application gets the time and energy that it should have to really review it before moving you on to the next stage. So if you are currently at this under review stage, please don't panic. We have your application, we are currently reviewing it, and we are regularly updating people's applications and moving them on to the next stage. If of course you feel like you have been at this stage for a little while and you want to check in and see if there's any blockers, please do reach out to us, pop us an email and we can have a look into your application further and advise you if there is any blockers or what next stages look like for you. So once you have reached this stage and we've moved you through the review stage, the next stage is to complete a short group task. So we'll invite you to a group task which will be held over Google Meet, and it normally lasts around 30 minutes. This is a really great opportunity for us to get to know you better, also assess some key skills such as communication, teamwork, and problem solving, all whilst giving you a taste of our interactive style of learning as well. So during the group task, you'll join a small group of other applicants and you'll be guided by a facilitator from Generation. That is typically myself, or it may be Yaz, or it may be Amelia. No preparation is needed for the group task. Just come along, participate, be yourself, and it's a really great way of us seeing how you work with others. Once you've completed your group task, you'll then be invited to a higher view interview. So I'll touch on higher view in the next slide so you can see a little bit more about higher view and what involves. But what I would urge is that you complete your higher view as soon as you are invited, as only once you have completed your higher view interview and submitted it, can we then review it and mark it and hopefully move you on to the final stage of our application process. So once you've completed your interview and we think this could be a really great fit for you, we'll go ahead and invite you to the final stage of the process, which is a support needs conversation. So this is typically held over Microsoft Teams, and it's a video call between yourself and one of our learning support team members. This is not another interview test or anything like that. It's a really nice way of you connecting with them. Our learning support team members, as we've covered in the previous slides, are really heavily involved in the 10 weeks of the programme. They are there to support you, so to offer you learning support, employability support, pastoral support, all of which is completely tailored and personalised to your needs and your situation. So we think it's really important for you to meet with them as part of the application process, for us to understand what support you might need on the programme, and for us to make sure that you can get that from day one if you are successful. Once you've completed that final stage of the process, you're all up to date with your application, and we'll begin sending out offer letters and outcomes to all successful applicants about 2 weeks before the bootcamp begins. So you can expect this by the end of February. We'll send lots of emails and communication to you when you're approaching this date, this time, so you're in the know and you know exactly when to expect an offer and outcome. We normally send these via email, so you will either receive your offer letter, which details some onboarding steps you'll need to complete in order to get you prepped and ready for the program, or this may look like an outcome, so feedback on why your application wasn't successful this time, and some recommendations for potentially future applications, or where you can move forward. And then once you've completed, if you have received your offer, we will require some eligibility documents as part of the onboarding process. So this includes a proof of right to work and also proof of current address. We'll offer you lots of guidance and kind of recommendations of what we can accept, can't accept at this stage. So once you do receive that, reach that stage of the application. Then the bootcamp will kick off on the 16th of March 2026. There will be a week's induction week before the programme kicks off. This normally looks like 2 to 3 days of just joining Teams call, meeting your peers, meeting your instructors, your mentors, making sure that your tech is fully set up and you're ready for day one of the programme when it kicks off on the 16th of March. So I've mentioned higher view. So higher view is the interview stage of your application process. You may be thinking, what is higher view? I've not heard of this before. So higher view is a video interview platform that we use as part of the application process. So higher view, it is completely flexible. So if you know that you work best in the evenings or in the mornings, you can set some time aside then to complete your higher view interview. There's lots of opportunity for you to re-record your answers. So you may record an answer and think, oh, I'm not quite happy with that. I wish I had this information in there, or I could have phrased this better. You do get the opportunity to re-record yourself multiple times to really make sure that the answer that you are submitting is one that you're happy with. But what we are looking for, we are not looking for perfection whatsoever. We really want to understand your motivation for the programme. Why are you interested in IT support as a career? What research have you done into potential roles in IT support? Have you thought about potentially where this role could lead to for you? And also, why do you think you will benefit from a place on the programme? Reminder that we're not looking for perfection whatsoever. We are looking for potential. So this is a bit of an overview of what higher view looks like. So you have this opportunity to record yourself here, and like I say, a few times to re-record your answer. There's 6 questions that you need to complete as part of your higher view interview. A couple of the questions are finding out more about you. So tell us about your story, what has led up to this point. And like I say, the rest of the questions will be touching on your motivation for IT support as a career, also motivation for the program. What do you understand about the program? And what do you understand about some potential job roles as well? So like I say, we'd really urge you to complete your higher view interview as soon as you are invited, as only once you've completed it can we then review it. Unfortunately, if you don't complete your higher view interview, then we don't have anything to review. So we would really urge you to complete that as soon as possible. Once you've completed your higher view interview, we'll go ahead and review it. And if we think this could be a really great fit for you, we'll go ahead and invite you to those support needs conversation slots. So we'll get in touch with you directly to progress you onto this stage. And I think that brings us to the end of all of my slides today. So if you do have any questions about anything that I have just covered across today's session, please do feel free to pop them into the chat function now, and I'll go ahead and run through any of the questions. I think we've had a couple through, so I'll go ahead and take a look at these now. So someone said, please can you share a number to call? So what I would do is there's an email address here on the screen, so itsupportprogram@generation.org. If you can get in touch with us and let us know what issue you're facing with your application, we can go ahead and respond to you via email or give you a direct phone call if easier to run through what blockers you're facing and hopefully find a resolution to that for you. Someone said, will there be any physical contact whatsoever, even if it's only once in Dublin before the end of this programme? So good question. So all of the programme is online, so it is remote delivery, mainly because our applicants are based all across the UK and Ireland. As I've mentioned, this programme is open to applicants in Scotland, Manchester, in Ireland. So unfortunately, there is no in-person element for this programme, so it is all done online. But we make sure that it's very interactive. I mean, you're always on a live call, you've got your cameras on, and you've got lots of opportunity to really speak to your peers, mentors, instructors. So you really do feel that interactive style of learning. So although there isn't an in-person element, there are lots of opportunities to really get to know your peers, mentors, and instructors. Someone said that the nature of the programme suits me very well, which is great to hear. So my application says it's under review. What next can I do at this stage? So really good question, and I'm sure a couple of people may have this question as well. So if that is your case, like I've mentioned, we are reviewing all applications currently and actively. So we will be in touch with you to move you on to the next stage very soon, hopefully. If of course you feel like you've been at this under review stage for a little while and you wanted to check in and see if there has been any blockers with your application or any additional information that you can potentially provide to us, please do go ahead and reach out to us at itsupportprogram@generation.org, and we'd be more than happy to provide any further information about what next steps look like, or request any further information we might need from you. So I think that is all of the questions that we have today. If of course you do have any questions, please go ahead and send them to that email address that is on the screen, itsupportprogram@generation.org, and we'd be more than happy to pick that email up and go ahead and answer any questions. Oh, I've just had a question. Hi Grace, there's a second live stream that I'm on currently that was on live commentary mode only, so only approved users can comment in that. Thank you very much for flagging that. Let me go ahead and see if I can pick up any of those questions on there. Thanks a lot for that, Nathan. Let's see what is going on here. I wonder why potentially we didn't have a huge amount of questions come through, so maybe that explains why. Fantastic. Fab. I think I can see a few comments on here. It doesn't look like there's a huge amount of questions in here, so only approved users can comment. Apologies if that has been the case and you've not been able to send through your questions. Like I say, if you do have any questions that you'd like us to pick up, what we can do is, if you want to send them across to the IT support program at generation.org email address, we can go ahead and pick up any questions that you might have there. Otherwise, hopefully we have covered quite a lot of information in today's session. Someone else has asked a question: what employers are you working with in IT support and locations, please? Really good question, as it does really range. So like I say, we do cover 3 different regions for this program, so there are lots of different employers across the different regions. In some of the earlier slides, we did have a slide which showed a lot of the different employers that our graduates have gone on to work for. So it is a real kind of plethora of employers. We've got about over 200 employers that we do work with, so it is quite hard to narrow down quite a few. So in Scotland, I think you just asked in Scotland as well. In Scotland specifically, I'm not able to think of them off the top of my head right now, but if of course you do want us to connect with our placement team and get a bit more information about current employers or potentially some previous employers that our past graduates have worked for, I can go ahead and get you that info for you right now. Apologies, I don't have it at the top of my head, but I would recommend you go back and have a look at those previous slides where we've got a list of different employers that we have connected with and our graduates have gone on to work for. But like I say, we've got lots of employers across all the different regions. And what's really key about IT support roles are they're not just tech companies. There's lots of different companies that obviously use tech in their day-to-day operations and have the need for an IT support advisor. So lots of different potential employers there. So I'm glad to see that a couple more questions have come through. Apologies if you have submitted any questions and they haven't quite come through. I'm not entirely sure why that would be. I need an IT support advisor here to come and help me. So like I say, if you do have any questions, please go ahead and send through. So I've got another question here. Hey, if I don't make it this time, can I apply again for the next batch? Absolutely, you're more than welcome to go ahead and apply for our next cohort. So if unfortunately you are unaccepted for this program, we'll go ahead and send you some feedback and some detailed feedback around potentially why that was the case. Typically we do include some signposting and some recommended kind of links for you to go ahead and work on in recommendation for your next application to us. So yes, of course, you're more than welcome to apply for us programs again. And are there hybrid or remote opportunities? Again, this really does depend on the employer. We see a range of different kind of opportunities, from completely in-office, hybrid, and sometimes remote as well. We're not able to guarantee that there will be, just remote opportunities or just hybrid. So we would ask that you're open, you're quite open to different opportunity types, but we do see opportunities across different kind of working patterns and working arrangements. And if there are any more questions, please do feel free to send them through. Let's see. So for additional modules such as cybersecurity, is there much in support in furthering interest in those, or is it more of an overview? Good question. So as part of the curriculum, we do touch on cybersecurity. It doesn't take up as much of the curriculum as potentially the other areas of IT support, such as the more hardware, software, and customer support side. Obviously, we do only have 10 weeks on the program, and a lot of information is within those 10 weeks. If, of course, there is certain modules or certain parts of the course that you find a real interest in, this is why you have your live instructor who's super knowledgeable, comes with lots of experience. So they'll be able to point you in certain directions of where, if you do want to seek some more information or some more learning, they'll be able to give you some support and also some direction into continuous learning and where else you can find that information. That is a real benefit, like I say, of having that live instructor who also comes with so much knowledge, and they will be able to support you with that and hopefully point you in the direction of additional materials if there is something that really piques your interest and really something that you are interested in. Fantastic. So I will go ahead and close close us off for today. So like I say, thank you so much everyone for attending our information session today, and also sticking with after. I know that we scheduled it from last week, so it's really great to see so many people on the call today, and also commenting and sending through questions. If of course you do have any questions that we haven't covered, please do just reach out and be more than happy to answer those. If you reach out to that email address on the screen, we'll also send around an email to everyone with the link of today's session, or you can just access it through this same YouTube link. If you just give it 5 or 10 minutes after the stream ends today, it will upload the recording, so you will be able to watch that recording via that same link. But otherwise, like I say, we'll send around an email to everyone, so you've got that there handy. Fab. So like I say, thank you everyone for attending today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I really look forward to seeing all of your applications progress. And please do reach out if you need any support with anything. Thanks all.